Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Catholic Monarchist podcast. Today we got some good stuff for you. So it's a bit of a spin off from the last episode where things seemed a little bleak. I really wasn't the most optimistic, maybe, but this episode should be a little bit of a refreshing change from that. So last time, if you recall, I touched up on my I discussed, I guess, for the national election candidates from the Republican side. Obviously, if you know me, I don't even have to get into the Democrat side. They're completely lost, complete mess, and I usually channel most of my energy towards the Republican side because, in a way, you have greater expectations for people closer to you, people you believe have more to offer. And that's how I feel about them because they're close, but they always seem to drift away into just not just losing or away from the principles and ideas that a decent chunk of their base believes in, but they seem to go back on time and time again. So that was a lot of last episode. This episode, I want to get into the local elections because I think those are still very important. I think they still make a big difference. I think a lot of people really underestimate them. And yeah, so I think they don't pay attention to them for two reasons. First, that they're not interesting. They just don't bring the kind of drama and press coverage that obviously something bigger would, like the presidential or the governor or whatever other larger race. And then the other reason is they just don't think it makes much difference because what are these people going to do? They're these small positions. They're not going to fix the economy. They're not going to pass a federal abortion bill. They're not going to stop the money being sent out overseas. So why even bother, or why even really pay attention? I don't know who these guys are. So I think that is definitely a very incorrect way of looking at it. And so, in order to really make a difference, obviously you have to start small. We have this mindset where we see this savior figure. For a while it's been Trump. Like, I would just vote for him and he's going to fix everything. But that's just never the way big changes work, mainly changes for the good. And I think we've just been lazy and thought, well, all I have to do is just go out and vote and he'll take care of everything else. I don't really have to do anything else. And that's actually just not been the approach that the Democrats, the liberals have taken. They've actually put in the work and started small and built their way up. And that's why they have control of as much of all the things that they do. And we've just been sitting here voting for the president, voting for your senator and your congressman, your governor, and that's usually the most that the majority of people will lift a finger for. And but the thing is, if we really want to make a change, you have to start obviously with yourself. Make sure you're making yourself to be the best person you can be. And that involves a lot of work. And it involves making sure you have God in your life. making sure your life is full of prayer, that you're going to Mass, that you're receiving the sacraments, and then putting into practice all of God's commandments and God's laws and applying them in your everyday life. So being charitable to others and living a pure life. So that's step one. We all have to strive for that greatness, and obviously we're all flawed and we're not going to be perfect, but there has to be an effort. And I speak for all of us that we can all do better, including myself, obviously. Then the next thing is to raise, if you're married, if you're religious, that's great, that's even better. If you're a priest and saving souls, you are a hero. But then outside of that, you have to, if you're married and have a family, you have to raise a good, strong family. That means good kids, and raising them up to be what you would want yourself to be. And then once you get past the family, now you can start focusing on, all right, now how can I help the town that I live in to get better? What people, maybe I can run for a position if I have the capacity and the time for it. But if not, it's prudent to see who is willing to do that and then figure out who are the best candidates from the people that are running. And then it just gets bigger and bigger from there. Once you're outside of the town, then you get to the county, then you get to the district, and so on. But you have to start small and then build that way up. And so that has been something that the town here that I live in, that's something that we've been slowly building up and working on. And right now we have a very, very strong Catholic population here. So we have a city commission that's made up of 5 people. All 5 of them are good Catholics. We have a mayor that's a good Catholic. We have a state representative, state congressman, who is a good Catholic now. And then last year, we had a couple of Catholics here run for school board positions in the district here, the school district. And I think there are 7, I could be wrong, but there are 7 commission positions there. And we ran 2 people last year, and we won one of the races narrowly and lost the other one narrowly. So we're getting there. This would have been unheard of 5-10 years ago, but now we have that capacity to really make a push for those positions. And the thing about being traditional Catholics is we're having large families. So the future is good for us. And so demographically, we are slowly outnumbering those who are not. Now, that's not to say that anyone who's not a traditional Catholic is an enemy. Obviously, I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying demographically, traditional Catholics here are growing. Non-traditional Catholics are not really, or they're moving away. So little by little, we're institutionally taking over government positions. Now, of course, we're a long ways away not taking over, but occupying most positions, governmental positions in a town, is a good step. It's a lot more than pretty much anywhere else has. And then we can move up from there, just keep on spreading out. And that is a good organic way to approach this issue that we have in this country. Barring a miracle from God, it's not going to work to try to change it from the top down. And I'm not saying a miracle is not possible, but we have to do what we can to help ourselves. We can't sit back, do nothing, and expect a miracle to just happen and save us. It could happen if we do what we can do. And so, with all that in mind, while I'm here, I might as well name a couple of candidates that are running for a couple of important positions this election cycle. So it would be the Republican primary, which happens in early August. We have a good Catholic running for the county sheriff. Now, his opponent is not a bad guy. He's a pretty good guy too. But I think we need to move past this mindset of, well, pretty good is, or okay is fine, and that's all we got. Now, we need to push for the best we can get. And the best we can get right now for the county sheriff of here is by the name of Derek Sid. And then the other position is a county commissioner position. So that's another heated Republican race. And just like the sheriff one, if we win the primary, the general is pretty much done for. I mean, if you're a Democrat, you're not winning a position like that over here. So, where was I? So the county commissioner position, there's one open, and the guy running, that's a good Catholic that I endorse and many other good people here endorse, is Bill Drew. So Derek Sid and Bill Drew. I don't know how many of you actually live over here, so this could all just be, okay, whatever for you. But for anybody that does listen to my podcast and lives in this area, I absolutely 100% suggest that you go out and vote at the very least for these two, and for any other good Catholic that you know of that's on the ballot. And so, and of course this mindset could also apply to anyone who doesn't live around here. Be good to do your homework and see what difference you can make in the local level, because I think that's where, if we want to make change, that's where we got to start. So with all that in mind, I don't think I have anything else to give you today. We've got a lot of work to do, but we've got Jesus Christ on our side. So we have some very good allies. So yeah, that's all I've got. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and stay busy, and just do what you can for the local elections. We can do something. It's much easier to see that when you look at it from a small scale. All right, keep babbling on. So you all have a great day. God bless.